Okay, there's your basement. It says the cinder block add-on thing, but it doesn't matter. Nice pork beam. Then you come in right here. This is the water line. Oh, for the well out front on previous videos. Runs in, changed over, comes here. This is plastic. If you put a hole in it, it lets air in because the water's trying to pull the weight back down to the aquifer. That's when you lose prime. So this stuff, okay, it was like this, and it's been bumped and hit so many times, it's worn the concrete. If you look, there's all these scrapes and bangs, and so I just put this piece of vinyl to soften it. But what I want to do more, because you have to crawl hung down. This is what the well people do, is they just do what's there. So it has to suck water all the way to this brass fitting. It's a check valve. It makes it so that the water can only go one way. When this is in, the water can go this way, the way my finger is going in. So the water would go in from the hole in the ground, the black pipe, down, and goes to the well. So it goes here, and it can't go back. So then that pressurizes to your holding tank. You need the check valve to prime the well. You need to fill this with water, or else the pump burns out, and then turn it on. And the taller this is, the better. I'll show you in another video. There's a little hand pump you put on top that helps pull and get the water to come out of the ground and into it. This monstrosity, which is just dry fitted together. I still got to put, that's the best stuff. You put Teflon tape, and then you put that. If you never want it to come apart. This will make it so that this pipe, instead of resting on the concrete, will come up. It's very flexible. Over the walkway. Then right there will be that check valve, the end of the black pipe. Then it has this galvanized that will come down, come over. You see the joint there, tie into the pump. Reason being, you're not lifting the water all the way here. If this is all full of water, the weight pulls down. You're actually lifting from the level the water is at to get the air. There's going to be air here that has to come and go up. So this is not a spigot for that. This is to fill the water before the pump. It'll be assembled, and I will make another video and join the two. Okay, so you can see I removed this guy. I kept the check valve is still there. That's just from holding the check valve from unscrewing from the thing. I kept it pressurized so I can use the water to do that. That's about where it used to run. There's that end. So these guys, these fittings, I'm not sure about manufacturer, but these fittings, you do a hose clamp opposite ways. Thing is, to get this into this, you're pretty much not gonna get it. They tell you to get a heat gun. I've heard plumbers say that. I've heard other plumbers, I should say I've watched other plumbers. Okay. All the way around. Even, not for too long. just about when you smell the stink of plastic. Okay. Keep this end up with hair, just so it's not freezing. Okay. Then take this guy, and it goes right in. I should say right in as hard as you can. Maybe give it a push on some wood while it's still hot. Of course, of course. About there. And got that. I've actually known another guy. A couple plumbers that do that way. The other one I've heard. So if you get it so that it's not quite all the way, just reheat. Make sure you don't stick to one side. Put it on a board. There's a board on the floor. Push down on the plastic part that you can't see. Okay. And as quick as you can, get the 2 hose clamps on and clamp them, because you want to seal the ring. Those little barbs you saw inside, you want to impressionate them on the inside of this pipe while it's hot. Then, okay. So you have them go different ways so that you don't have this thing twisty. But once you have them impressioned, this is, so you leave them as tight as you can. Not long, 15 minutes. And then you can loosen this, and this spins for you to thread it in. So you do this before, then you take this off. Then you reach there with a pipe wrench, thread it into whatever your fitting is. But you got to put these on right away, so you impression these little barbs. Okay, so this other guy's coming together. Got the Teflon tape. After Teflon tape, the good stuff. This guy's coming together. That's going to be my fill. More to come. So that's just the there. There. Now it goes up. Nice head clearance. It's got a check valve. Comes down. And that's to fill and pre-prime the pump. Come up here. And there's the thing. It's got a check valve here as well. Okay, so the theory was you can use house pressure to prime yourself, but I think this head's too low. Has to come up, so it just seems to always be spitting air and then hitting the pump where the needle drops, which means there's air in the pump. So this runs out through the whole crawl space in the front and goes down. Has to drop 18 feet. So basically each time you fill this, you're drawing 2 foot. I've been doing this for 20 minutes. I've done it maybe 6 times. It's probably going up, but I'm going to put the hand pump on tomorrow. Call it a day for now. This is just dumps the water into here. Then I have a sump pump that I usually use for clean out trenches. Shoots the water into here to fill it so that there's not a feedback loop of air, because all the air escapes out that hose. There, you watch it spit. Then this just circulates the water so that I can do it with just 10 gallons or so. But calling it a day. Okay, so a little different I got this guy in. This is Phil. Change this for a ball valve because I think the other valve is also has a gasket in it. This guy has better sealant for air for a vacuum. So the line goes in, goes to the pump. Normally, you see it's at zero pressure. Normally, you just unscrew this whole stem and you put a pitcher pump on. And then when you turn the pump on, you do the pitcher pump to help pull it up. But you want the pitcher pump as high. You fill that with water. You put the pitcher pump. You fill the pipe with water. Then you put the pitcher pump and fill it with water so that everything's wet so you don't burn any of the seals out. I decided to just mount this. I've got a shut off here so I can shut it off. And then, because I don't have electric, I have access to water with no electric. So, here we see how it goes. Maybe. I can get this thing not to fall. Okay. So, there's the plug. Let's put the pump on. Not like that. Why is she not flowing, baby? Get her going. Okay. Now, it's ejected the water up the pipe. The water should be running back down the pipe, filling that. I'm going to fill it with this. There's nowhere for it to get air. And of course my bucket has a hole in it. Gotta love that. For it to get air at all in the pipe. And I'm not contaminating the aquifer. Remember, there's a check valve right there. So this water is only going there to fill the pump. But this is why I put the fill valve. Because otherwise you're running it and pumping for 20 minutes. Now it's when it's flowing. So now it's just got air bubbles in it. Close this. Okay. Now it's got air bubbles in it. So now this valve's shut. I just shut the pump off, the hand pump. So now you got to get the air out of the line. That's when you hook up hose to your hose bib. check yourself full. I got to shut off here to prevent pressure tank from being pressurized. It goes. Okay. This guy. So now. So I put a shut off between the pressure tank and the well pump. Essentially, you should never do that. But I'm going to take the valve off of it. Plug this guy back in. You can hear the now when this closes, you see the pressure start going up. You wait. It should start spitting air. When it's white like that, it's got air in it. I want it to be a solid, clear water. Water. Oh, sorry, didn't realize I'm pointing at that. The whole time it was coming out white and frothy. So now, gauge starts climbing. Pressure tank's doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, let it clear. No air bubbles. Bucket beads. Okay. Now. That little sound in there is air. So there's still some air. Yeah, it's keeping right around 30. Working up. Can't believe my bucket has a hole in it. So this is the shut off for that guy. Which is the highest point. So that should let air out. Now, if you can see, she's right about 40. Should cut out right around 50. This raising. Just this guy. Wait, what's it say? It's right at 45. Give it a minute. The water will rise, or the air will rise, the water will fall. The pressure tank's doing what it's supposed to do. And then it takes a while to come up. Now that's nothing to do with this or anything. Goes off. Has nothing to do with it. Okay. And that, my friend.